Yes, ada for mamu nyina kwaba edoba platform we eso host na naje ana woni me abo ni mpuni ada for de na asie sesi amene mo ka se de John Dramani Mahama His Excellency per report ni jese opese wode new taxes eba ye ni nyina ebroba flyback na odin komo bi e de afacha se former finance minister ona yensa ase bra message so beto obo no wajebre no hwe video no nso na mana kwesi awieye.
This Minister of Finance was doing something that I would say is criminal, because he presents the budget statement, and then their liabilities he knows are public liabilities. But apart from that, this Minister of Finance was doing something that I would say is criminal, because he presents the budget statement, and then their liabilities he knows are public liabilities. And yet he doesn't factor them into the budget. So the banking sector clean out. You say it cost you 22 billion. So it meant the government had to pay depositors 22 billion. Whose liability is it? He says no, there are receivers who are chasing people who owe the banks. And so we'll use that money to pay the depositors. But I mean, how much have the receivers been able to collect? I don't think they've collected even more than 1 billion CDs. And yet government has guaranteed all deposits, and so have put the deposits of those people's accounts into CBG and has paid them. And so it is a government liability. ESLA, we introduced ESLA. It started in October, and then they took it over in January. The inflows that ESLA was supposed to receive to pay off legacy energy sector debt and petroleum sector debt, they created an SPV, a special purpose vehicle, like a company. And then they made the company borrow money against the ESLA revenues. So now a lot of the ESLA revenues are collateralized, they're encumbered, because they've taken that money and they've spent it. And so that also is a liability. Who owns ESLA SPV? Government of Ghana. Then energy sector debt to IPPs. Today, I hear they owe them almost 1.8 billion. But at that time, they owed them over 1 billion. So all these debts, including Get Fund, the collateralized Get Fund for about $1.5 billion, all these debts he puts as appendixes in the budget, but does not factor them into his accounting numbers. And so when he tells you he has a budget deficit of less than 5%, he's actually deceiving you. And he was doing that to create a better picture so that he could borrow more money off the market. After the issues of conflict of interest, his own bank being the broker and all that, I mean, those are all ethical issues that are clear to anybody.
Yeah.
But apart from that, this Minister of Finance was doing something that I would say is criminal, because he presents the budget statement, and then their liabilities he knows are public liabilities.
Yes, I don't force what you say. Yanto so e this side in so no emfa emamoy.
Suggestions we have with regards to the so-called TV license. Suggestions we have with regards to the so-called TV license. And I think that our thinking is going in the same direction to amend that law to make it a public media levy of some sort. And we're going to change the range of that levy so that it's better able to mobilize funding in order to be able to subsidize the work of the public media. And so when we're ready, it will be discussed in cabinet, but we'll discuss with you what our thinking is before we finally go to Parliament and amend the law. I'm sure that with some of the suggestions we've got, it will be able to raise the amount of funding that it brings in and make you better able to do your work. Your minister brought the issue of the legacy debts to us. And so what I've asked him to do is just to make sure that you keep up with the current bill. We're going to ring fence the legacy debt, and then we're bringing it to the attention of the Chief of Staff to find the funding to be able to defray the legacy debt so that it does not continue to be a charge. We must discuss a new funding model to see how we can make you better able to discharge the mandates that you have. You've mentioned several things, and we're waiting to receive your proposals. I believe that you have the capacity and the assets to be able to modernize GBC. I mean, you sit on prime property in this city, and I believe that we can leverage some of those assets to create a more modern digital GBC that is more fit for purpose than in the past. We are reviewing the Constitution. The Constitutional Review Committee presented their report to me, and it is my hope that Chapter 12, that has served us well since 1992, we look at it again and see how we can tweak it in order that, you know, the media, the chapter on the media creates a better environment, especially for public media to be able to do its work. We'll continue to work with the National Media Commission in respect of the public media. And I think that in all these proposals will bring the Media Commission on board so that all of us are on the same.
Yes, I don't for say what you see. De sa yebehu na almost the levy be about 2 years. So what you see. Adenya TV license no. Omo replacing with public media levy. Adenya public media levy. Media levy be no. Obi epese obi TV asabe onu utia TV license no. O ba be ni media levy na media levy sesen. Media levy no se obi abie ne TikTok no na o kwa akwaje anamu be ni sen. Like how? What you say? Because TV the yin enim say ubie with TV station a ubeji with TV licenses edrumanta what ya this and that nene de adanya media levy Mahama no ohwe ye pa na saa na yi levy esase oh ye be ni sei oh ye be ni saa oh ye nya ni sei ye be ni sei ye ni ba ye ho so no na afi de wunua aginsem wo ye ni hwe kure nye yie so de asenti esremo emamo nkoye ye be ni sei ye be ni sei ye be ni saa ye be ni sei ensan kofa levy bia metwe so ade ase mo ba ye mo de ade a ade mpuntuo bebre oman no omanfo na ma omanya adwuma ye ne de dabida mo nwene ho ne eda bia ebe ma musika ba mu botom kwa na mo de mo dwene ho o ba ye 24 hour economy kura no wunya enwene endimi but ade bi o mefa so agege Ghana fo ni sika no mo pe ale ya bre o ya bre papa mo ma ya adwuma nya na munyan ne levy no